brief as I can to not keep you from your Sunday lunch too long. So thank you to loyal patrons who've seen us over several years. Over several years, you'll know, the loyal patrons will know Laurence and Alex, who've been doing shows for quite a few years, said well before COVID, and an ever-changing group of students who tend to change from year to year, but Loveday was with us last year, so a few of you may remember her being martyred by a cross at that end of the room with a bolt from Stilly's crossbow racing along the hall, so I'm very glad to have her back. We've got two curiosities for you this time. The first is the last Greek tragedy we know a lot about, and the first adaptation of a biblical text. So that's a remarkable piece of work. We've got it because a Christian commentator preserved parts of it. And then we have another curiosity, which is a wonderful dramatic poem from the medieval Islamic world. More details on the programme. We'll have a few brief questions at the end, not to keep you too long, with any burning points of curiosity about what we're doing. Another couple of things you need to know. The Greek play is the story of Moses. So we've changed about the speech allocations a little bit from the Greek tragedy form to split things up a bit. We've got 4 different people playing Moses, which is reasonable enough since he lived to 100 and it tells his life story. That piece of cloth you see on the table is the sign of who is currently Moses. Lost in the narrative. The other thing you need to know is that I'm taking part in it, which was not my original plan. First of all, Laura Lauber of this parish had a chest infection all last term, so she dropped out. So I took up her part in the second play by Rumi, and then one of the students had a breakdown right at the beginning of this term, so I then had to pick up his part, which means a little bit of reading in, so please forgive that. So it turned into a rather bigger commitment than I planned on, but that's how it goes. So, I think the cards are all on our side, so let's begin.
When he saw that we were many, too many, he formed a grand plan, Aitken Pharaoh. He set us to making bricks for houses, human torture, turn the houses into walled cities, to make us suffer. Then a public announcement. Hebraion gerei tarsenikkaripte kodamon espathuron.
All the male children of the Hebrew race to be hurled into the deepest depths of the Nile.
remembering that my mother hid me till 3 months old. That's what she told me. Then, on the verge of discovery, picks me up, dresses and wraps me, brings me to the bank of the Nile, leaves me there, where the reeds grow thick.
Miriam, my sister, stayed behind, watching. Now, the daughter of Pharaoh, her maidens with her, comes for ablutions to cleanse her young skin. She sees me at once, takes me, picks me up, sees that I am a Hebrew. So she spoke to her, Miriam, my sister. She ran up to the princess. Delis trofon soy paidi tolero tahu ton hebraio?
And she agrees, yes. So the girl ran to her mother, who came at once, took the child in her arms.
His own mother.
Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Tuton gunai trofeme, kagoniston apodosos iten. And she named me Moses, Moishe, because she had drawn me from the moisty banks of the river.
When my years of infancy were done, my mother brought me to the house of the princess. After explaining everything, telling me of my race and the gifts we have from God.
And she bestows on me, until my years of childhood are done, a royal life, a royal education, as if born from her own womb.
When the time has came to be torn away from her bosom, I left Pharaoh's house, driven by a desire to see what the king had done, what the king had schemed. The first thing I see, 2 men in a fist fight. One of a Hebrew race, the other Egyptian. A deserted spot, no one was here. I rescued my brother and the Egyptian. I killed him. Buried him in the sand, so no one would see or expose the crime. Next day again, I see 2 men in a fight. This time, Keith and Kin. I approach them and say, Tituptis astenesteron, said then. He replied, he mintis sapestile cliten, epistanti antauta, mecatenne sume, oispeton ectes andria. In panic I lament, pos egenetus sum fades tode.
Soon the whole story reached the king, and Pharaoh sentenced me to death.
When I heard, I upped and fled. And here I am now, across the border, in this foreign land. Lost.
Libya, men hege pasakles teigsene. Oikusi dauten fylla pantheon genon. Aetiopes ancres medanes. Archon destiges eis kai tyrannos, kai stratelates nomos. Archon de poleos teste, kai grinae brotus. Cherubs, hos estimu, te kai taute pater.
Hamos kan tejpen klöset så bara tala. Hamos kan tejpen klöset så bara tala.
Xenopater methoderoken eunetin. Xenopater methoderoken eunetin.
Exitosa secoran!
Mose gunaita.
Exitosa secoran!
Mose gunaita.
Exitosa secoran!
Mose gunaita.
Paroikois emin, angelotia. Paroikois emin, angelotia.
Paroikos eimi en ge alotria. Dos. Orus catacras sinaiu fronon megan mechris uran chukas. Chukas estai Protagonaion tina. Piedemae conta. Cae megasceptron eonimum arista. Dextia demoi enose. Cago prosten estatem fronum. Sceptron demoi doce. Cago prosten estatem fronum. Istronon megan epen cathestai. Basilicum de docemoi diadema. Cae autos ec thronon corisatai. Ego, desedum en hapasai, en cocra. Cae enerte Gaius. Cae exepanerthen uramur. Cae moi Tiplethos asteron prosper, guna cepictus. Ego de pantas, erifmasame. Camu paregem, pos parem ulabraton. Hey, ego derfeis, ex anistam, ex nu.
Vuxene, calon soi tu tesamenente os. Otam soi taut sum meine. Avage megantis en xanastersit ronon. Kai autos brabausis. Kai catherges roton. Toda aste gen holem toi kumane. Kai ta supernease. Kai super urano. Opse ta sonsa te protu tas hystero.
Tipoi semeion ecpatuto de terrastion. Tecae protois ucapistia. Obatos men caietai, polopuri, of tute chloron, pan menetoplastanon. Vida, prosenthon, exos, terrastion, megiston, garpistin, protos verei.
Isques periste, metros en Giles, monse primeton son godonius aintestin. Ego theoson honleges geneteron, Abraham de Caesar, Thea Buttery.
Uk eulogos apuka. Ukarestin glossamoi. Dus frastos. Is knophonos. Ugartus emus logus genestai basileus enantion.
What is that thing you hold in your hand? Find words, speak.
Trapton. Tetrapodon. Decabroton colastrium.
Just let it drop onto the ground and step back fast. It'll turn to a snake and scare you stiff. Miraculous.
Lifestyle. Despotilios gemu. Hospodoron. Oberon. Oictiron sume.
Don't fear a thing. Reach out your hand and seize its tail. It'll change back to a stick again, just like it was. Now place your hand against your breast and pull it out. Now back again.
Protection. Hos egegonen hion.
Now back again against your breast, just as it was. This rod will give you power to wreak all kinds of harm.
Proto menhaima pozamion, Buttery. Tegaj się kasaj. Kajudę do sustelata.
But Trahonte, please those pasquini pas balo fori.
Eta tefran hois caminaya passor. Another erse, hybrin, hakon and go.
Cunominianic se, kai protas aeration, onus tacose.
Methode todas pando e mo, tanto los est cambios lera.
Chrono duranon, Calazanon, sun prolipus seta
de these otras himeras olas.
Acridas te penso. Kai perisa bromata. How cantanado susi. Kai capu chloe.
Epipasi tu tois technapoc tenor frotor. Halsor ubin antrovon pacon.
But Pharaoh the king escapes these plagues that I described until his son, his firstborn child, grows sick and dies. He'll take fright then, drives out the Hebrews no delay. So make a speech, assemble everyone, and say,
Homeis hodumin protas enialton pele, en tod apoxelanis alenfona. Eis hen hu pistin patras in Hebraion genus.
speak up to everyone.
Anderot Hebraion, dura tu menos, lebon caro sun geneas, probata, kai moskos baon, amona decata, kai fulacthato mecri tetras epilam se decadi, kai pros hesperon fusantes, apta pontos suntois endonfen, hutos fagesta tauta, periodosmenoi, kai coila pas en hupa de desta, kai carry a contes bacterion, in spuda tegar basileos caluse e pantas ekbalein thronon, caclesatai de pas, kai hoton thusa to death, Desmond labontas kersin husa pulcomas, eis heima bapsai, kai thigain stockmon duoin, hopos perelthe thanatos Hebraion appa. Kakolsin garton de palagesatai, kai tulimenos exodon de doitheos, arcademenon kai chronon hutos pele.
Skarsen opplåtade att hålla sändomon Basileus Pharaoh. Mhöjon hopplon vete hippute passes. Kai armaton te trauron. Kai prostataisi. Kai paratataisi homo. En pictos andron ectitagmenon o close. Te joinen in the slice. Kai palangi kai. Viet bromase contes. Armas in the bus. Te teste taxitus. Menexion mov, exdexion de pantas, aegyptiustrate, ton pantaon docton aritmon eromenegor, myriades esan, ega ton andruleo, et ped Hebraeum humos endestes stratos, et trois, erutras classes esan, et trois menoi.
Hoimentic nois inepios, didum boram, homunte caeda marsin, emponoi confu.
Tenete por alla che domanda possibile.
Toi, dan ook pantes, is machen Giles, ik don't het hennas, la lach, en in dat van hem, als hij alles het en uitbrak, oi. En ons, dan vroeg ochlos.
De piste karma pantas, ik ken het merein. Ik peet op how to take the men paren boren. Belzebul discrezitai, polis brotois. E pede titan, helios, dus mais prosen. E pes commentanontes, ortrion macen. Pe poito des loisi, kai pictois hot lois. Pete teolarche pai perastion, calmasti destai. Exaipnes, meas furos me podes, proges, mecos. Paramboles hemon, de kai hebraeon esos.
Capeitha canon hegamas moses, labum ragam fu, tedapin agupta kaka semea kaitera ad exumasata. Et tuta ruthros, nota kai skisen meson bathos thalases.
Oides pantes thene, oruntes oces hanura diatrabon.
Hemeis et autes o comesta symptomos, cat ignos auton nyktos execursam. Oer romuntes armaton da fotocoi, est refontum des nioidos hermosa. Ab uranu defengos os pyros mega. Ofteti hemin os men eikasen paren, autois arrogos poteos, os de depera. Esan, thalases, cuma de robel mega, simentus hemon caitis, elaxidon.
Come noi coi prosper, ipsis lucras. Os vengeres rogos, not the US, or
Casu necklace the poros, a ruthros thalases castratum diolasa.
Assumento Curio!
Ellipsen estalasa.
Gratiste Mose, prosces, hoiade Romen, to fontos autetede, gewaen ape, estingar hospucar, sutun canei soron, eke tutel defengos excelam senin. eufrones semeon hos tu los pyros.
En tauta leimon, heromen kataskion, hygas telipadas, pegas aphyson, dodec aquias petras, steleche verumna pola poenicon pelei, e carpa decacis hepta, cae periritus perfuca, Chloe clemasin chortasmata.
Heteronde prostoids, Theomason, Zeonson, Taumasson, o Ioannou de Racitis.
Divulgar, entomecos aetus gedon, teroisi, poikiloisi, ede chromasin.
Cara de cocos imeras paramveras canine, te cori pros verbepe cicu. Cori ton cocos hos effeneto.
Phonem de pantonicus ex prepestatem. Basileus de panton orneon ethaimeto hosennoes.
Pantagar taptenamo, apistin autu, Toros hos Garumanos, Ebaina Kreknon, Bastadzon Podos.
And now, the story of how Moses, peace be upon him, condemned the devotions of a goat herd. Moses met a peasant by the wayside.
Oh God, oh Allah, oh God, oh Allah.
He kept on chanting,
Where are you? I wish to serve you. Mend your sandals, comb your hair, wash your cloak, squeeze your lice, and bring you many great sir, my lord. Kiss your hand, massage your pretty ankle, sweep your chamber when it's time for bed. Slaughter all my goats, one of them, and every AO is for you.
as the peasant rambled on, Moses interrupted. You there? Who do you think you're speaking to?
Him,
Replied the peasant.
he who created us, he who created earth, sun, and stars.
He who speaks that way, no Muslim, no true believer, is garbage. It's blasphemy. Stick a rag in your mouth and keep the foul stink in. Religion stuff of silk. Not sisal. If you don't stop up your gullet, the fire of God's wrath will incinerate the both of us. I'm choking on the smoke from the black of his soul. Since you know that God is your judge and your ruler, well, down on my best mates. God doesn't need milk, grows strong, doesn't have knees, doesn't have feet. You wouldn't call a man Fatima. Sweetest of men would knife you. Fatima is the perfect name for a female. From male, and that's an insult. We need our hands and feet. You, me, for God. The very concepts pollute his purity.
Oh,
As it says in the Quran. He does not beget, nor is he begotten. You and I live on this side of the river of being, subject to decay of the flesh. On the opposite bank, our Creator, without whom we cannot be.
oh Moses, you've stitch-tied my lips, you've seared my soul with shame.
The peasant ripped his shirt to shreds, sighed, gazed at the desert, and ran.
Then God reprimanded Moses, peace be on him, on account of the goatherd. You have driven our servant from us. Are you here to unite or to divide? There is no condition worse than divorce. To each I have given their own path to follow. Is her success your failure? His honey, your poison? Pure, polluted, on time, overdue. These things touch me not. Hindus worship God like Hindus, but on the banks of the Indus, they praise God in the language of the Indian. Their utterances do not glorify me, but shine as a light within them. I do not listen to them. I look deep into their soul. Words are nothing. The heart is everything. Make a bonfire in your soul to burn up logic and reason. Oh, Moses! Some are slaves to protocol. Some have hearts that flame. Do divers for pearls need boots? Do drunkards need a rule book? Rags resist any tailoring. And you can't engrave a ruby. Love is not a sect, nor a doctrine. On spoke God secretly into the innermost mind of Moses. Words unspeakable, beyond eyes and ears, reaching back before time began, and after it ends.
Moses heard God's reprimand. He raced across the desert to find the goatherd, looking for footprints, picking up dust. First step, straight like a rook, diagonal like a bishop, up like a wave, then coming down like a fish, reading the runes on windswept dunes until there he was. Moses had news to give. All has been authorized. There is no need to be polite. Pray as the pain in your heart dictates. As it says in the Quran, God does as he wills. All feel secure. Yaf'alu ma yashu. Yaf'alu. So, pray as you choose to pray.
The peasant replied, Moses, I have passed beyond choice, swamped by the bleeding of my heart. I've reached the looked tree beyond the seventh heaven, 100 millennia hence. You cracked your whip, my horse reared and up away it went, higher than the skies, where divine and human merge. What lies in my mind is beyond words. Words tell no truth.
If you have to leave to get to lunch, please do. We'll just spend what's the time? I won't go on there for more than 10 minutes. We'll just any questions you might wish to ask us about what we've been doing.
Who wrote the music?
It's our talk. There's no magic.
Well done. Jessica is amazing. She just comes along and said, "Look, we need some music for this sort of action," and gets away and comes back.
What's the thinking in linking the two things, the poem and the play? What? I mean, obviously both composers, but was there anything else that made you think the two go together?
I mean, the Exagoge is a play that is written by a Jew living in Alexandria. So he's working in a form that has all the values of Greek polytheism, for example, God being visible to speak. And then the text that we have is selected by an early Christian. So we've got 3 religions already. So the first thought was, okay, Moses belongs to 3 different religions, or 3 religions of the book. What about another Moses? It seemed to fit. And Greek plays, as the classicists amongst you will know, ended with a satyr play with a chorus of goat people. So the classicists will have spotted, the goat play that belongs at the end of the Tragodia. And then on another level, obviously, the story of the Promised Land has got some quite fraught implications. A lot of intolerance has got bound up with it. So rather than ending with a sort of heroic Moses, it just seemed nice ending with a parable of tolerance. I suppose that was part of the thinking behind the whole thing.
Can I ask who the group is? Is it a group of classic students or?
The one fully, well, we've got Giles is doing half classics, half Sanskrit. The one paid up full classicist was the one who had finals and I had to take over his role. The rest, I think 3 of the speakers know no Greek at all. The others have got different. Ruthan is doing a defill in the culture of the Jewish cosmopolitan, the culture of the Hellenistic period.
Yes.
So she's got a lot of that world behind her. Yes, we're a very mixed group. It all grew out of a community play that we did when I retired over in the churchyard. We did a play about Noah. And then for a long time, Henrico here set up a festival of medieval plays in Teddy Hall, so we hooked onto that. And then Henrico stepped back for a respite, or give Teddy Hall a respite. And so we went classical, and we were in dialogue with the Ancient World Research Cluster in Wolfson, so they gave us rehearsals and space. So it's a play that nicely straddles the classical world and the medieval world, as was the case with the play we did last year, which purports to be a Christianized terrain. So that's the kind of history. One day we'll give ourselves a name, but we haven't got there yet.
So most of your cast have had to learn Greek too?
The rules. Lovely Valentina speaking of Greek. Leonie did Greek at school until
A long time ago.
the others have done a bit more.
Was it all in classical Greek, or was there some Hebrew and some Latin?
No, it's all in classical Greek.
All in classical.
It was obviously written in exactly the form of a tragedy by Euripides.
Yes.
Apart from some of the shifts of time and space, but otherwise it's exactly like a Euripidean tragedy. It's a great piece, and we got just enough fragments to sort of put the story together. I borrowed a couple of bits of chorus line from the early Greek translation of the Hebrew Old Testament, but basically that's what we got. Great. Well, thank you for coming along, and we will hope to be back in some form or other next year. Who knows what we're doing?
Very competent acting. Trying
someone knew the major piece of feedback we had in Classical Centre was that one of the goats sounded like a horse. I think we kind of, second performance, we ironed out these little glitches. Great. Right, thank you.
And there's one more performance to come, isn't there?
There is one more performance, yes. That's tomorrow in Wolfson at 6 o'clock.
I'd like just to end by saying a big thank you for taking us on this journey. Some of us for many years.
Yeah.
And we've had, I think, great fun doing it. We've laughed more than acted. But it's so, David, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Very
2028 there will be a big medieval mystery cycle again.
We'll be there.